Toughsoul Super Bright Tactical Flashlight. Let's check this bad boy out. So real quick on the Toughsoul, it is a LED. It has a light tape switch with consistent momentary and strobe. It does take the 18650 battery, which is included. There's a charger. You can see right there. There's a battery. You get a few Allen wrenches. You get a tape switch. So let's go ahead without much further ado. Oh, it is waterproof, IP67 waterproof. Now I bought this because I'm comparing it to the Feyachi Tactical WL25. I like that flashlight, but this one looks like it's a little more sleeker, and it has about all the same features. So, and then it has this cool little thing right here. I had to buy mine about 25 bucks, depending on which one you get. So just that part right there alone, if you guys are going to buy it for the Feyachi, it's going to cost you guys more than this flashlight costs. So here's the flashlight. There it is, the Toughsoul. Like I said, it's nice and sleek. There's the mount, the M-Lock mount. I really like that because I like to have mine up at a 45. There's a charger. The charger comes just like the Feyachi's with the USB cable, USB cable to plug in to the wall. And then here's your tape switch. It has the momentary on and off. It's really narrow. You guys can mount it to an M-Lock or a rail. Well, you guys just take these screws off right here. You guys want to do M-Lock. Seriously, just like that. These pull off, and now you have an M-Lock tape switch. Very, very nice and short. I really like how small and narrow that is compared to the Feyachi. The Feyachi is a little bit fat. If I can get something smaller, thinner, then I'm going to go with it. So it does have the, you do have the option of the tape switch or the push button on the back of it. So depending on what you prefer, I know some people just prefer to reach up with their thumb and hit it. So if you push it in again, you get the strobe. Sorry, I'm not trying to give anybody a seizure, but and then just a quick push again, it just starts strobing. That does it on both the tape switch and the back pressure switch here. So I'll show you guys real quick. If you guys have the tape switch hooked up, I just pushed it. There's the on, there's momentary, and if I just push the momentary real quick, it strobes, or if I do that, it strobes. You get yourself an extra O-ring and some Allen wrenches. So let's get this bad boy on a firearm and take it out to the range. Catch. So I took out the Toughsoul and the Feyachi on two different rifles. This guy was the one the Toughsoul used to be on. So you can see a lot of videos with this Toughsoul and this suppressor on. Now these Yankee Hills, they're pretty notorious for the collar here being a little loose, and some gas sometimes will seep around the seal here. There's a flange right here that they're supposed to seal up to and keep the gas and the carbon from seeping through, and so on and so forth. Well, the Feyachi, as you guys can see, didn't withstand the gas and the concussion coming back out. This is one that has not been suppressed yet, and you guys can see it is solid. Toughsoul, being it is made of a solid piece of aluminum, the body is one solid piece of aluminum, it can withstand that. I'll show you. Right here, you guys can see that discoloration. That's after me taking a little Brillo pad to it and some alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and just cleaning that off as best I can. But there's still discoloration right there at the tip of my finger. And that is because when this flashlight was on this rifle and that did not seal on there, that concussion and the carbon would come back up and hit the edge of that flashlight. Since it's a solid piece of aluminum, no wiggle, no issue, no nothing. The Feyachi, on the other hand, yeah, it can't withstand it. Which brings me to my next point here, guys. This is another reason why I think the Toughsoul is a great flashlight over the Feyachi, beyond just being cheaper than the Feyachi, and beyond being that the tape switch is nice and thin. So as I shoot like this on the RDB, Keltec RDB, I got a nice good thumb spot for it to rest if I want. Reach down, boom. It all works. So it works very, very well. And you guys can see the tape switch on the Feyachi. Not that it's real thick when it's on the M-LOK part of it, but it's not as thin as the Toughsoul. Same situation, and everything still works. So great. It's still working. I'm not going to beat the Feyachi up too bad, but at the price point, this is still better. This is cheaper. You get the 45-degree angle M-LOK if you want. There's your Feyachi beam, and here's your Toughsoul. So much more bigger the Toughsoul is over the Feyachi, and these are on my hip right now. That's the Feyachi. Toughsoul. Toughsoul. Feyachi. So let's just go over the shockproof, waterproof rating. The Toughsoul is IPX67, shockproof, waterproof, where the Feyachi is IPX5. X means they never tested it. 6 means they tested it. They tested it against dust particles. This thing passed. It's completely sealed. I only imagine why. Everything's sealed. The only spot that's not is back here at the tail cap, so you can change that out. The Feyachi, as we can see, the tail cap isn't, and neither is the head of the unit. It's not mounted. Even though it's solid here, it eventually, evidently they must have crimped it or something to be able to get it to tighten up. That's come loose on this one. So this will not withstand being submerged in water. It says it can be in rain, it can be in sweat, it can have water poured on it, but it cannot be submerged. This can be submerged. This has 1250 lumens, gives you an extra 50 lumens. This gives you only 1200 lumens. This is kind of a standard for most weapon lights, about 1200 lumens. Now, I don't know if the 50 extra lumens is going to make a big difference. To me, I don't see it. This has a better flood, a little bit better spot beam in the distance of my garage here. If I'm going a lot further out, this is going to be a bigger flood than this one does. This one has a more precise, more of a spot for the beam. Now, back to the distance. This is 200 meter spot beam, or this is 200 meter beam. This has a 240 meter beam. This weighs 5.2 ounces. This weighs 6.7 ounces. They're both made of 6061 T6 aircraft grade aluminum, and they both have an 1.5 hour runtime on their batteries when fully charged. This only has a drop testing of 1 meter. This has a drop testing to withstand up to 1.5 meters. So this is better. It's cheaper. It's tougher all the way around, guys. So I don't see the argument of going with the Feyachi for more money. And then if you want to do like I do, or the 45 offset, you're going to spend even more money. Just buy yourself a Toughsoul. Highly, highly recommend the Toughsouls. You guys let me know in the comments down below which you guys would go with, whether it be the Feyachi or the Toughsoul. Nothing wrong with Feyachi. I think they're great flashlights. I just think that the Toughsoul, cheaper, better all around. We are going to compare these two to another flashlight in another video. So stay tuned and keep an eye out for that video. But in my opinion, guys, I think the Toughsoul outperforms the Feyachi day in and day out. If you like this video, give me a like, subscribe. Feel free to follow me on social medias, Instagram, YouTube, full30.com, Gunstreamer, Facebook, tons of other places. You'll find me around. Just look. Make sure to breeze me, guys. We'll see you next time.